Hey Friday foodies! I told you a few weeks ago that I was going to show you how to cook a spaghetti squash. These are so great because you get that feel of having pasta. You can put any kind of sauce on it, but yet you don't get that gluten or just the weight of a flour pasta. And so these are really great and very tasty. So I'm going to show you how to do one. This is a spaghetti squash. You've probably seen them in the store. This time of year, there's all kinds of different squashes that you can try. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my chef's knife here, and this is a Global. This is a really great knife. If you don't have a great kitchen knife, it's well worth the investment to get one that's really good and keep it sharp so that when you have something that's pretty tough like this, you can cut it. If you don't have a sharp knife, you can cook one of these holes. You would want to poke some holes in it before you put it in the oven so it doesn't explode. You would have a huge mess to clean up if you don't do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. See how hard it is? And I even have a really great knife. I like to cut them in half though because I prefer to get those seeds out ahead of time. And just like any squash, there are seeds. And so I wanted to be able to show you that. Okay, so you can see, kind of tough going. And sometimes they'll start cracking on the other side. This one is exceptionally hard, but it's coming apart. So we're going to get this open. Just be very careful when you're using your knife like this. And it does kind of get stuck, so you have to work it through. Okay. We're down here at the stem end. So I'm going to come on this side and do the same thing. And I think it's going to just crack right apart. Yep, there we go. Okay, did you hear it? It's kind of cracking apart now. All right. All right, so this is what the inside of the spaghetti squash looks like. I'm going to use a spoon and remove all these seeds. And you'll notice that the seeds are very similar to pumpkin seeds. If you were so inclined, you could toast them up just like you do pumpkin seeds. So I'm going to get all that excess out of there. All right. And you're going to notice, because the whole thing about the spaghetti squash is that once we cook this, it is going to come out in threads like this very nicely. So you don't want to dig too deep, but you do want to get the excess off the inside here. Okay, so I think I've got most of that off. And you can put a little bit of olive oil on here if you want. I don't. I just lay them face down on my baking sheet, and I'm going to pop this in the oven at 400 degrees for about 45 minutes to an hour. At 45 minutes, I'm going to check it with a fork, and if it's tender, I'm going to pull it out, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what that looks like and how we're going to use this. See you in a few. Okay, we're back. Our spaghetti squash has come out of the oven. Let me see if I can move this just a little closer. Okay, so I baked these for 1 hour, and let me show you. Okay, so I tested them by pricking with a fork, and you can see it gives a little bit. So now all we're going to do is take our serving plate or bowl, and I'm going to pick this up with a towel because it's quite hot. All right, and look, you can see the steam coming off of that. It's really nice and soft. And this is the coolest thing about spaghetti squash. Watch this. It just forks up like this, and makes this just wonderful, wonderful pasta-like threads. And so I'm going to scrape all of this out. And what I'm going to do with mine tonight is I'm going to serve it with some basil pesto, and I'm going to, I'll give you the recipe for that. It's on my blog already, so I'll be sure and connect with that so that you can see it and see that recipe. But also this would be great with the incredible meatless spaghetti sauce that's on my site. But look at this, and it's low in calorie but highly full of vitamins and minerals, and truly take advantage of all the squash offered in the fall and enjoy. Isn't that beautiful? I hope you like this Friday Foodie on preparing a spaghetti squash. You can find all of my recipes at the Friday Foodie on JaneAnnThompson.com. And if you like this video, please share it with your friends, and I'll see you next week on the Friday Foodie. Have a great one. Bye.